book lovers like us tend to buy far more books than we can ever read. To us, books are more than mere containers of stories. They are something far more beautiful, like a vase full of flowers that we choose to fill our homes with. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Harry's Book Cafe, where we talk about anything and everything to do with books. Talking about too many books, this episode is all about TBR. So without further ado, let's dig into the August TBR. First on the list is The Ruins by Scott Smith. I haven't heard about this writer before, but one day I was searching for the 10 most disturbing books, and this has come up again and again. So it's really my cup of tea. So I can't wait to actually read this one. It might not be yours. So the story is about a group of friends on holiday to Mexico, and intentionally they discovered this ruin. And they step into that, and that's where everything goes pear-shaped. The ruin supposedly to be empty, but it wasn't. They are full of natives, I believe, and they held the travelers prisoners. And as each passing day, the mental and physical states of the prisoners deteriorates, and they descend into savageries. Suspicions and superstitions start to rise out of nowhere, and everything gone really, really badly. I've been warned that the reason for this book to be one of the most disturbing reads is because it is quite violent. There's lots of physical violence. There's lots of blood and flesh and gore and all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to reading that one for sure. Another thing about the style of this book, there is no chapters. It's just text after pages of text. The writer trying to reinforce that claustrophobic atmosphere by using these particular techniques. I don't know whether or not that works, so let me read it and find out for you. The other one is the Totem. I've read this book many, many years ago, and I don't remember much about the plot, but I do remember enjoy this book tremendously. I first borrowed it from a library. I liked it so much, I went to Amazon and bought a physical copy for myself. At that time, when I was reading this book, it was quite tumultuous and chaotic in my own personal life. My first child was just born, and I was a first-time parent. And to be a first-time parent can be quite stressful. And I remember reading this book really calms me down. It's like a cuckoo of serenity that really just engulfs me and calms me down, basically. I don't know why I keep saying first child. I only ever have one. So yeah, that's that one. It's about the Cultural Revolution in China, I think in the 60s. Cultural Revolution basically instigated by Chairman Mao at the time, which forbids students to attending school, and they have to re-educate themselves, rusticate to the countryside. So this story follows the footsteps of a young man from a rather privileged background in Beijing to travel to Inner Mongolia, where the landscapes, language, culture, and animals, everything is alien to him. And it's about the story of how he adapted that, how he hated it, and towards the end of the book, how he absolutely loved it and refused to leave. So yes, really interesting read. I'm looking forward to rereading it again. The next one is Coraline, and that's by Neil Gaiman. And Neil Gaiman, as we all know, is one of the best writers, one of the most imaginative writers that we ever have the pleasure to read. So Coraline is a YA novel. I bought it for quite a long time ago. Always wanted to read it, but never had a chance to read it. But because of school holiday now, my daughter and I are looking forward to actually reading this particular book. It's about a young girl who travel with her parents to a new they purchase a new house and then move into the new house. Unfortunately, this new house is quite dilapidated. Everything's run down in disrepair, and she doesn't particularly like it. No surprise here. When she was wandering around the house trying to discover new places, she uncovered a secret tunnel in her bedroom. A bit like Narnia, except what's on the other end of the tunnel is far more sinister than the more innocent Narnia. On the other side of the tunnel is a parallel world. She claws through the channel, end up in her house again, except this house is much newer. Everything is better, everything's cleaner, the food is better, the parents are more friendly, except they are not really her parents. They have buttons for eyes, and they refuse to let her go back to her own world. So quite a little creepy book. I'm looking forward to reading that one. The next one is a non-fiction and on Kindle, and that's the Biafra story by Frederick Forsyth. We all know Frederick Forsyth is one of the best spy writer ever produced in Britain, probably in the world, with his own personal experience. So Biafra story is about the Nigerian Civil War. So if you read the book called Half of Yellow Sun, and that book is fantastic, and that is also based in that part of history in Nigeria's Civil War. The history is very violent. Lots of genocidal things going on, very intense, not a pleasant part. And this is a non-fiction book. It's about the story. So Frederick Forsyth at the time was one of the very few journalists to be allowed the privilege to be in the country to report to the world what's going on. So this book is all about his personal experience. In the introduction, he said, please... in the introduction, he said it's quite angry throughout the book, and you can certainly read it, that there's lots of anger shimmering in the pages. And that reflects the writer's mood at the time. So I want to learn more about the history of Nigerian Civil War. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Last and certainly not the least is the Beekeeper of Aleppo. It's about a couple's escape from war-torn country of Syria to seek a better life here in the UK. I think it's a very timely book given the current political climate, political rhetoric against the immigrations and asylum seekers. I think this book can educate all of us and let us have a little bit more empathy and more understanding from the asylum seekers' perspective. As I said, especially under the current climate, political climate. So I'm about 20% in, and so far so good. The writings are very lyrical. The writers certainly have a gift to write beautiful sentences and using beautiful words. I'm looking forward to learn more about that part of history and also get myself educated about seeing the world through the perspective of the asylum seekers, I beg your pardon. Yes, that's pretty much it for August TBR. I hope I can finish all of them by the end of August. If not, they will continue into September. As I've mentioned before, this is a new channel, very much in its infancy, and it needs your help to make it grow, to make it stronger every day. So please give it a thumb up and subscribe. I aim to upload new content on a weekly basis. So yeah, let's discover more books together, and put more comments below and let me know what your TBR situation is like, how many books you have that you haven't had the chance to come over yet. Yeah, please let us know down below. And also, as I mentioned previously, I do have a travel channel called Global Hopper. You can find more information here and also down in the description. It's all about walking tours around the world, especially in Europe. It's quite relaxing if you like that sort of thing. So please have a look and give it a thumb up. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. See you soon.